Welcome back to Jaeger Racing. Today, we're going to be working on the Mustang again. We're going to be working on the air oil separation factors of the Mustang, and this is going to bring us to the Verus Engineering Air Oil Separator. And just to give you an idea how easy this is, these are all the tools that you're going to need to get this job complete. Alright, this is our current situation. So currently I have the Ford Performance on the driver's side and Ford Performance on the passenger side. I've actually never opened these up to see what's actually collected in these from the track, so this will be kind of fun to see what's actually collected in the time that I've been tracking it. I think I've had these in for roughly a year, and that's the point. We're going to do some comparison what we have now versus the Verus engineering kit. So the Verus kit mounts more over here and then it has hoses that reach these locations. So we're going to see if we can make this look clean and nice and tidy, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we got the Verus engineering kit here. So this is the Air Oil Separator. This is their mounting bracket, PCV hookup-y things, some mounting bolts, some hose clamps to help clamp the hose, some feed throughs here, and zip ties so we can put it in the engine bay. So we're going to take this kit, we're going to install it into our existing engine bay, and we'll take a look at that and show you what we currently have going on. So to take a little bit of time to look at the Verus engineering air oil separator here. So it looks pretty basic as a whole. You can kind of see into the holes here. They have different little drilled out spots here that allow the oil to go in and obviously not come back out, because that's the point. Then at the bottom here you might be like, what the heck is that? That's actually made so you can drain it. So this actually comes apart, and we'll take a look at it. So this is a drain, which originally I thought you had to unscrew this completely, but as you can tell, it has a little O-ring there. So once you just barely twist this open enough, that's going to allow this to drain. So a smart person would get some extra fitting here and then put a drain line so you could actually just drain that from under the car rather quickly. That would be pretty awesome. I'm not going to do that today, but probably will do that in the future. Alright, so our first step is going to be removing this unit here, here, here. We're going to take this off, here, here, which connects to our intake. So essentially this is some venting that comes off the heads, goes into a unit here that's separating the air from the oil and letting the oil sit down at the bottom, allowing air to go back into your intake. Same thing's going on here, except for it's up here. So we're going to take this off. And then this glorious piece of nothing plastic gets to come off and just sit over here. This actually gives you a good view of what the engine bay actually looks like, which pretty nice. I mean, all it is the intake manifold, some fuel rails, miscellaneous coolant and other things. So pretty easy when you get down to it. Bunch of vacuum crap back there that looks treacherously scary. So yeah, so all we have to do now is we'll just remove these original units that I put on a while back, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so we got all the things taken out. So now we're back at like an OEM status here. One thing to note, you might be able to hear this. This one definitely on the driver's side, more fluid than the passenger side, but we'll open those up at a later time and get you a little bit more detailed description there. But now we're going to get into the installation process here. So now we turn the air oil separator over on the back side, and we use our 3-button head screws with our lock washers, and we're going to attach the bracket. Bracket's kind of weird because it sits not how you would have anticipated this to sit, but you can kind of see here, and now we'll get that all buttoned up. Alright, so now we have the bracket fully mounted on there. So now we're just going to turn, walk this baby right on in. We tuck it behind the air conditioning line there, and it's going to go up to this up here. So now we're just going to take out some bolts, and then we can bolt that on there. All right, so now we have this bolt bolted in, the other bolt right behind the AC line. I just want to make sure that the AC line isn't rubbing up against it, so I'm making sure that that's nice and high over there. Looks like we have pretty decent access to the drain plug down here. Now granted, again, like I'll say, I'll probably end up putting a fitting down here where I could drain this in a better manner. But other than that, that puppy's all in there. Now all we have to do is do our plumbing. So now we're at this stage where we're going to remove this PCV, or whatever the heck it is, out of here. You can kind of hear the PCV moving and shaking, doing its thing. Kind of an interesting little piece. So we're going to remove it from there. We're going to come over here. It looks like in the A bag, that's going to be our replacement. So we're going to open this bad boy up. You're going to see this thing. Look at that nice machine goodness. Looking pretty sweet. And I'm just going to this will go down into there. Pretty cool little piece. So now that you have your PCV out, you can shake it, make sure she's still jingly. Now you're going to go and get the B unit, and the B unit here is what we're going to attach here. So obviously a lot easier to do with two hands, but you're going to put it onto here, and then you're going to spin it until you get it here, and you can kind of see right there where it locks in. All right, now we can take this piece and we can use it in the installation now. All right, so now we're on to the hose building side. So the one big thing to figure out here is your PCV. So this is the PCV. Big thing is, keeping in mind, this used to be here. What we're doing is this is going to be in this orientation, but it's going to come out into here, then out of this port and across to here, which is why we're going to install this way. So that's what that's going to be. So it's going to be a short hose from there to here, then a short hose from here to there. And that's going to finish up that side there. These are the more interesting hoses. These are a bit more difficult because they have to reach all the way to here and here. So we're going to try to find some good routing. I'm thinking in front of the engine bay, kind of here, and bringing it around, just because I want to try to keep this looking as clean as possible. We'll see how it goes. Alright guys, here's my finished product. It's a little bit different than how Verus routed their hoses, but I think it looks pretty good. Let's take a look. So we got the Air Oil separator here, our lines going across to the driver's side here, and to the intake here. Then we have the simple and short guys here and here. Now, the interesting thing is, so our PCV valve lives directly here. You might notice I did a little scallop right here, just so it sits a little bit nicer. We'll see, I might have to cut it up a little bit higher, but I just want to give it a little bit of strain relief there, so it's not completely compressing it downward onto the valve cover itself. But overall, you can see, mounts up pretty nice, pretty simple. This hose here, this is the only hose I really don't like. I'm gonna get a 90 so that I can route this hose kind of down this way and have it be a little bit more simple and nice there. But other than that, everything is pretty dang good. Alright, and as promised, we're going to take a look at what we have inside these Ford Performance units here. So this is the passenger side, this is the driver's side. So we'll take a here, and again, it's the first time I've opened these up since installing them. Okay. Okay, let me get your driver. Alright, so they do have a nice mesh unit here, which I assume you could actually open it up and take a look. And lo and behold, like I said, there's definitely some fluid in there. It's not full by any means. It's just ever so slightly in there, but definitely some fluid in there. Let's take a look at the passenger side. And honestly, probably a very similar amount of fluid, a little bit less, but not anything crazy. So I'm just going to say the Air Oil Separator from Ford is definitely doing something. Definitely something that's useful. And the packaging is pretty good as well. The only thing is the serviceability of this really does suck. It'd be really hard to take this off inside the car, so that means you're having to literally remove this whole thing. And again, these were pretty expensive, but they do seem to work, so that's good to know.